Years had passed, and the boy had grown into a teenager. One summer, he returned to his grandfather's village after a long time. His grandfather was old now, but his eyes still sparkled with warmth. The boy rushed to hug him tightly. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, the boy looked at his grandfather and asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be truly successful. Can you tell me how?" The old man smiled gently. Yes, but not with words. He stood up, held the boy's hand, and took him to a small plant nursery near the market. They bought 2 tiny plants. Returning home, the grandfather planted one in a huge pot inside the house. The other he planted outside in the open, on the edge of their dusty backyard. Then he asked, "Which one do you think will grow better?" The boy said confidently, "The one inside. It's safe, no sunburn, no storms, no danger." The old man smiled and said softly, "Let's see." 4 years passed. The boy, now a young man, returned again. He hugged his aging grandfather, then smiled and asked, "Grandpa, remember the question I asked years ago? You never answered me." The old man chuckled. "I did answer. You just didn't understand. Let me show you something." They walked inside. The plant that had lived in the large pot was still alive, but it hadn't grown much. It was weak. Its roots had stayed shallow. Then they stepped outside. What stood there stunned the boy. The other plant was no longer a plant. It had become a towering tree with strong, thick branches and roots that split the ground. It stood tall, as if it had survived 100 storms. "Grandpa, how? This one was out here. It faced rain, wind, heat, and still grew taller than anything I've seen." The old man looked into his eyes. Exactly. Because it struggled. Because it suffered. The storms didn't break it. They made it stronger. Problems are not walls. They are hammers that shape you. Comfort will keep you small. But pain will grow you. The boy wiped a tear and looked up at the massive tree again. He smiled. But then he noticed something strange. The tree had a large crack near its base. It looked like it had been struck by lightning. "Grandpa, this tree, it's been through so much. Why does it still stand tall?" The old man closed his eyes. "Because it doesn't fear pain anymore." Then he gently whispered, "Just like your father." The boy froze. "My father?" "Yes, this is where he planted it, before he passed." The world went silent. Tears filled the boy's eyes. The tree was his father's final gift, a symbol of enduring strength. So friends, life will throw storms at you, but don't hide from them. Face them. The winds, the failures, the heartbreaks. They are not enemies. They are your real teachers. If your life is too easy, maybe you're not growing. Grow like that tree. Face the storms, and one day your roots will be unshakable.